Hey everyone, welcome to the College Aid YouTube channel. My name is Kristen and I'm here to help you perfect your college application process. Welcome to the start of a new series where I challenge myself to give you advice in 5 minutes or less. So let's go. This video will cover part 3 in the How to Edit Your Essay series. If you haven't yet, be sure to watch part 1 and part 2. Part 1 covers whether you've answered the prompt, and part 2 will help you be more specific in your writing. So now we're on part 3, which is how to be concise. If you are at all concerned about meeting the word count because you have too many sentences, then this video is just for you. Even if you're not over the word count, it's always good practice just to learn how to be more concise, because that is key in effective communication. Being concise means to give a lot of information clearly in just a few words. Imagine if you're asking someone for their favorite ice cream flavor, and they answer, "Oh, when I was younger, my favorite ice cream was the rainbow sherbet from Baskin-Robbins, but gradually I grew up and then I realized I actually like cookie dough ice cream. And then now, sometimes I like mint chocolate ice cream, but sometimes not a little bit. But have you gone to the store yesterday? Because I realized that those are actually on sale right now." That is not a concise answer. That is just a ramble. And after you hear that a lot, you can, as a listener, you start to get impatient and start to get a little bit annoyed because the person isn't actually answering the question. A concise answer would be like this: my favorite ice cream flavor is mint chocolate chip. It could seem like a really easy concept to absorb, but when you're editing your essay, you'll be surprised when you identify how many opportunities there are to say the same message in fewer words. I have helped you identify 3 factors that you should look for when you are trying to make your essay more concise. So the first category is irrelevance. If there are any sentences that are not related to the key point in your story, cut it out. Let me give an example. Let's say a prompt asks you to talk about an extracurricular activity in which you have learned leadership or developed leadership skills. The key story in that essay is how you helped a struggling student learn the multiplication table. In the essay, if you provide details on what the classroom looked like, on what your co-teacher specialized in, or how you were hired into that program, those details are irrelevant to the essay. So cut those sentences out and just get to the main point. Provide only the details that the reader needs to know in order to understand what the key story or message is. Another example of irrelevance is a little more nuanced. Let's say that you have a metaphor in your essay. Let's say that you used a rainbow as a metaphor in your essay. If you spend more time in that essay talking about the rainbow rather than your own personal experience, that's a good sign that it's time to rebalance the essay to focus more on you rather than the metaphor. So while you can use a metaphor to boost the writing and creativity of your essay, be sure not to let that metaphor overpower your own personal story. It's like a little sprinkling or flavoring on top. You don't want it to overpower the actual cake. The second factor to look out for is any sentences that don't get to the point fast enough. I will put up a list of phrases that you should replace and cut out just to get to the point faster. And let me just talk about one. For instance, I often see this sentence written in both the activity description but also in essays. And this sentence is, "I was responsible for leading the team." Now, that is great. We all love leadership, and it demonstrates a lot of good skills that colleges like. However, the problem is, "I was responsible for the team" gets across the same exact message as "I led the team." And one is a lot shorter and more effective than the other. Lastly, be specific. And I kind of covered this in part 2 of the Why Yale essay, and I'll link it up here in case if you're interested in checking it out. But if in your essay there are any statements that come across as very general and you can see maybe any other student on the planet writing them, that's a good sign that you want to cut out that essay and replace it with one that is more specific to you. So let's say that, taking that classroom example again, you're teaching the student how to use the multiplication table. And at the end of that essay, you write the sentence, "I gained a new perspective on what it means to be a leader." How can we make this sentence more specific? Any student on the planet could have written that they gained a new perspective on what it means to be a leader. After all, every high schooler, I'm sure, on the planet has had a leadership opportunity. Your goal is to make your own self stand out in your own unique way. How you can do that is be more specific. What is that new perspective that you gained from teaching? You can say, "A strong leader is an active listener," and then provide a story or example that demonstrates that. And that gets right to the point a lot faster than saying, I gained a new perspective from being a leader. And that's it. In 5 minutes or less, I hope that I was able to teach you something useful, and good luck on your college app process. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe for more content. I'll be posting more 5-minute videos, so stay tuned.